Hi, my name is Sabne Raznik, and this is the channel here on YouTube where I do what I call mini readings, which is just one poem, usually my work or sometimes someone else's, depending on what mood I'm in. I'm sure you can hear the noise, and that's my fans. You know, we're past the winters here in Appalachia, the blackberry and dogwood and redbud and all that. And the humidity has set in, so weather-wise, it's summer in Appalachia. No. And I made a conscious choice not to have air conditioning in my house because unless it's in a vehicle, air conditioning tends to make me too cold. And I'm only now finding out here recently that I also have a limit as to how hot I can get, which didn't used to be the case. That's new. So the fans keep the air circulating so that even when the air is warm, it's not too warm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I have a box fan in the floor that my dog likes to come in and sit in front of when she gets hot because she has a dark coat. So sometimes she lays down and then barks. Sorry. She's a good dog though. She helps me a lot. She's my service dog. She reminds me to take my medicine sometimes. And one time I fell and hit my head and she was on it. She did everything right and didn't sleep for 3 days because she would stay up all night and watch me to make sure I was okay. she does good whenever it's really needed. She's on it. I really appreciate that. But then on days when I'm feeling relatively well, like today, she gets to be a regular dog and she knows it, so she's not, on days like that, she doesn't always obey me because she knows I don't really need it, I guess. So she's like, hey, today I'm being a regular dog, so whatever, Mom. She's a good dog though. So you might hear her barking some. That's another noise issue. Just bear with me, okay? I mean, it's not like we're professionals in a professional studio. So, anyway, the poem I want to read for you today, I'm going to read you some Robert Frost. I don't think I've read Robert Frost on here before, and who doesn't love Robert Frost? I mean, even when he was alive, he was a celebrity. He was like the most well-known poet on earth when he was alive, except for maybe, I have trouble with names anymore. And sometimes nouns, like I'll be talking and I'll be like, you know, that thing you sit in, and my mom will be like, chair? Yeah! I've had that problem for about 10 years now. It might be medication, I don't know. T.S. Eliot, that's who I was thinking of. So it's like, well, you know that. You know who Robert Frost is. But anyway, I'm starting to get tired, I think. But my experience in watching other people's videos is, I find personally, anyway, that I like the ones that are don't have as much production to them better. I like to see the real person and their mistakes and hear their babies cry or whatever happens in the background, you know, because we're just all people. And for some reason I appreciate that, so I figure, you know, no big deal, right? I mean, it might bother some of you, but others might actually enjoy all my bloopers. Anyway, I'm going to read Home Burial, which I think is one of Frost's better known works, but at the same time it tends to be, I noticed, not read as often, probably because it deals with such heavy material. Most people tend to read The Road Not Taken or The Mending Wall, so I thought I would give this one an airing. This is Home Burial, and I have books of Robert Frost. I do own some, but it was easier to look it up online. I found this on the Academy of American Poets website, which is poets.org, and this is how it goes. Home burial. He saw her from the bottom of the stairs before she saw him. She was starting down, looking back over her shoulder at some fear. She took a doubtful step, and then undid it to raise herself and look again. He spoke, advancing toward her. "What is it you see from up there always? For I want to know." She turned and sank upon her skirts at that, and her face changed from terrified to dull. He said to gain time, "What is it you see?" mounting until she cowered under him. "I will find out now. You must tell me, dear." She, in her place, refused him any help with the least stiffening of her neck in silence. She let him look, sure that he wouldn't see, blind creature, and a while he didn't see. But at last he murmured, "Oh." And again, "Oh." "What is it? What?" she said. "Just that I see." "You don't?" she challenged. "Tell me what it is." "The wonder is I didn't see it once. I never noticed it from here before. I must be wanted to it. That's the reason. The little graveyard where my people are, so small the window frames the whole of it. Not so much larger than a bedroom, is it? There are 3 stones of slate and 1 of marble, broad-shouldered little slabs there in the sunlight on the side hill. We haven't to mind those. But I understand. It is not the stones, but the child's mound." Don't, she cried. She withdrew, shrinking from beneath his arm that rested on the banister, and slid downstairs, and turned on him with such a daunting look. He said twice over before he knew himself, "Can't a man speak of his own child he's lost?" "Not you." "Oh, where's my hat? Oh, I don't need it. I must get out of here. I must get air. I don't know how rightly, whether any man can." "Amy, don't go to someone else this time. Listen to me. I won't come down the stairs." He sat and fixed his chin between his fists. "There's something I should like to ask you, dear." "You don't know how to ask it." "Help me, then." Her fingers moved the latch for all reply. "My words are nearly... Be quiet! My words are nearly always an offense. I don't know how to speak of anything so as to please you, but I might be taught, I should suppose. I can't say I see how. A man must partly give up being a man with women folk. We could have some arrangement by which I'd bind myself to keep my hands off anything special you're a mind to name, though I don't like such things twixt those that love. Two that don't love can't live together without them, but 2 that do can't live together with them." She moved the latch a little. Don't go. Don't carry it to someone else this time. Tell me about if it's something human. Let me into your grief. Tell me about it if it's something human. Let me into your grief. I'm not so much unlike other folks as your standing there apart would make me out. Give me my chance. I do think, though, you overdo it a little. What was it brought you up to think it the thing to take your mother, loss of a first child so inconsolably, in the face of love? You'd think his memory might be satisfied. There you go sneering now. I'm not. You make me angry. I'll come down to you. God, what a woman. And it's come to this, a man can't speak of his own child that's dead. You can't because you don't know how to speak. Have you had any feelings, you that dug with your own hand? How could you? His little grave. I saw you from that very window there, making the gravel leap and leap in the air, leap up like that, and land so lightly, and roll back down the mound beside the hole. I thought, who is that man? I didn't know you. And I crept down the stairs and up the stairs to look again, and still your spade kept lifting. Then you came in. I heard your rumbling voice out in the kitchen, and I don't know why, but I went near to see with my own eyes. You could sit there with the stains on your shoes of the fresh earth from your own baby's grave and talk about your everyday concerns. You had stood the spade up against the wall outside there in the entry, for I saw it. I shall laugh the worst laugh I ever laughed. I'm cursed. God, if I don't believe I'm cursed. I can repeat the very words you were saying. 3 foggy mornings and 1 rainy day will rot the best birch fence a man can build. Think of it. Talk like that at such a time. How long it takes a birch to rot to do with what was in the darkened parlor? You couldn't care. The nearest friends can go with anyone to death. It comes so far short, they might as well not try to go at all. No, from the time when one is sick to death, one is alone, and he dies more alone. Friends make pretense of following to the grave, but before one is in it, their minds are turned and making the best of their way back to life and living people and things they understand, but the world's evil. I won't have grief, so if I can change it. Oh, I won't. There, you have said it all and you feel better. You won't go now, you're crying. Close the door. The heart's gone out of it. Why keep it up? Amy, there's someone coming down the road. You think the talk is all. I must go. Somewhere out of this house. How can I make you if you do? She was opening the door wider. Where do you mean to go? First tell me that. I'll follow and bring you back by force, I will. It's almost like a play, isn't it? The first time I read this, it was touching and even a little bit disturbing. But having lost a child myself, a nephew, but he was like my own child, it reads differently now. I didn't remember that the woman's name was Amy, or that it even mentioned it. Wow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope you come back for more poems in the future. Thank you.